Hugh, I had a thought. You know how you earlier in the show today said you were kind of going with the wind and changing your mind on the AJ situation?
Yeah.
Well, I have been pretty adamant over the years that I am anti-robots in sports. Like, I've been anti...
In general.
I just am anti-robot in general.
I'm getting bananas, man.
But yes, it is. But I'll tell you, I was watching yesterday's game a little bit, and I saw, as I was kind of in and out, I was listening to Scott, and then I came in the house, and Hugh, I had the TV on for that moment right there that Kyle just played us in, middle of the game, maybe a little earlier, but, Garcia up maybe fourth inning or so, and he got rung up on a pitch that was a little bit off the plate inside, and he put the challenge up, and they challenged it, and boom, within, you heard it wasn't very long, very quickly, they reversed it, and he got to continue his plate appearance.
That was pretty cool.
And as I watch more spring training, I'm excited to go down there and see it live in person. But, Hugh, I'm coming around on the automatic ball strike system, the ABS system, which is coming into play. Hugh, where are you at? I have been anti this. I didn't want it a couple years ago when I knew it was coming. But now that it is here and I'm seeing it in practicality in spring training, I'm coming around on this being a good thing for the game. And I'm interested. What's getting me and making me interested is the strategy, right? You get two. Each team gets two per game. If you get it right, you retain your challenge. You're kind of a rolling two. You get it wrong, you're out. But I'm just interested in how it's going to be used, when it's going to be used. Is this a first-inning thing? Do you wait on it? Which players are going to get the opportunity? Do they all have green lights? Is it more of like, hey, we're going to let Harper and Schwarber do it because they have the best eyes of the plate? Hugh, what's your take as you're seeing a little bit of it and we get closer to the season on the ABS system?
I'm excited to see it, especially when you talk about some of the umps that people feel like are on the take, Like on the ones that, when I say it like that, I don't mean like they're actually on the take. Oh. But some of the ones that are a little bit bad umps.
Plenty of those,
yeah. Not let me take that back because somebody probably heard that and was like, oh my God, some umps on the take. No, not seriously. I'm saying it jokingly because there's a lot of times where you hear that certain umps over the last few years have just been horrible behind the plate. So now if you get an opportunity, especially in crucial games, in games that could be decided by that crucial pitch, I like it. I think it adds some excitement to the game, and I think it's good for baseball. Baseball is the last professional sport that feels like it hasn't changed too much from the 30s and the 40s. And so now they're just trying to make it more interesting, and I think this helps make the game more interesting.
Yeah, I think with every sport, the more the technology gets better for us as fans, the more they have to catch up. Otherwise, it's not a good thing if we know it's wrong and they don't have a mechanism to fix it. And 30 years ago, 40 years ago, we didn't really know, right? We were just watching on TV or listening on the radio. Now we have our phones and we have devices where we could kind of slow it down and see it a million times. So we know when they're wrong now. So I get why all these sports have had to evolve and shift with technology. And baseball's done a good job the last few years with changes for the pitch clock and all that. But I was against this. And the more I watch it, it is pretty quick. That was one thing I didn't want. I didn't want us to go backwards.
And slow the game down.
Yeah, but I saw one story said that last year when they did this in the minor leagues, it added a total of 1 minute to the game. That's really nothing. They've chopped off basically a half hour anyway the last few years. So what's 1 minute when you add it all together? In practicality, the more I watch it, the more I like it. And Hugh, I am fascinated by the strategy. Like when do you use it? What is worth it? Like let me play an example. First pitch of the game. All right, Trey Turner's up. Let's say he's hitting leadoff. I want Stott to hit leadoff, but let's say Trey Turner's hitting leadoff, and the ball is a little bit outside, and it's difference between 1-0 or 0-1, kind of getting into a leverage count or not. Like, is that worth it, or is that way too early? Not worth it, and we're going to save these for two guys on, two out, and you get struck out, and you want to try to save your at-bat. That's what I find interesting.
To me, is the most intriguing thing about this, is that situation, not at the beginning of the game, like in crucial moments in the game where you have some guys on base and it might be a questionable call. Because when I think of baseball, and a lot of times when guys get in trouble, they get in trouble for moments like that where they say something about the ump, and then they get in trouble. Yeah. They get reprimanded for that. So, I want to see it in a moment like that. So when it does come down, and if they're right, it's going to make the ump look bad.
But then I think about, like, let's say it's a 2-1 count to Bryce Harper, right? Bases are loaded, 2 outs. And he feels they called a strike that was a ball. The difference between a 2-2 count and a 3-1 is huge, right? In that spot, right? 2-2, one more strike, he's out. We get no runs. if he's right and it's ball 3, then the pitcher has to give him something to hit with the bases loaded immediately. I mean, it changes
everything.
It really does. It's subtle, but it's really going to be interesting. Now, let me throw this at you because I keep wondering about this. Hugh, do you think all the Phillies?
Nope.
Okay, you didn't let me finish.
No, you're saying who gets to do the challenges?
78%.
Who gets?
Well, who gets the challenge?
I would say your big hitters. Like the first one comes to mind for me is Schwarber.
Yeah,
Schwarber, Bryce, maybe Trey.
But like, what's the line of like you're allowed and you're not allowed? How do we decide?
Well, because I'm assuming like
you'll know.
Well, yeah, I guess it all depends on who's at bat in crucial situations.
Yeah, but to say any moment isn't crucial when it happens. You know what I mean? Like, let's just say it's the bottom of the order and the bases are loaded. Tie game in the 5th inning.
Okay.
And I'll give you an example. It's Marsh. Okay, let's just use Brandon Marsh. He's not Harper. He's not Schwarber, but he's got a big moment and he knows it's wrong. Is he allowed?
If he's allowed. If he feels strongly about it. But here's the caveat: if you screw it up,
you better not be wrong.
You better not be wrong. Well, you only get so many of those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when I think about it, I think about it comes more into play when playoffs. Yeah. Crucial moments like that. That's kind of how I'm thinking about it. Like regular early in the season, I don't know how much is going to come into play. But when you start talking about those swing games and you need numbers and you're trying to get wins and stuff, that's when I feel like it's going to, position yourself for the playoffs. That's why I feel like it's going to come more into play.
I mean, if it's a crucial situation, it's a crucial situation.
You can't,
right?
You can't decide when that happens.
Right. I mean, you're not going to, if it's the 8th inning and it's Marsh, like you said, we might not have another moment. You just got to do it.
I know. So I think I would let anyone do it too, but then I'd pull back if they start getting it wrong all the time.
That's what I'm saying. It all depends on what you're seeing. If
I think
you got it,
you let everyone do it after a certain inning.
Oh, but early, maybe it's just we kind of have a conversation with Bryce and Schwarber, like you guys can go in the first inning, everybody else got to hold on. Well, then the other part of it is it's almost like challenges in the NFL. Do you save them? I mean, again, you only get 2 for the game, and if you're wrong, they're gone. If you get them, you get another one. But you don't. I mean, the 4th inning might be the moment you could break the game open. Feels early, but
sure,
you save it. Maybe you're not going to use it.
Right. I mean, I guess it's probably going to be one of those feel things. Like if it's the 4th tight game, it's Sanchez versus Chris Sale, or you know what I mean, like ace versus ace. You have a chance to really actually do some damage. Might be your only opportunity in the game. I feel like right? And that could be, I mean, look, there's going to be something where Topper gives you a signal when he's at the dugout, right? If he sees that it's a situation, he could give you a sign hey, everyone got the green light mode right now.
And just so everyone knows, just as we watch this more and hear it more, the manager can't actually call from the dugout. The players have to do it. So
but I think he can signal when it's okay.
Oh, totally.
In this,
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned before the show, Kyle, the Christopher Sanchez pitch in the 7th inning in L.A.
Yep.
I mean, that's...
Could have changed everything. We could be World Series champs right now.
Well, they could have come back for a Game 5. I don't know if they win Game 5, but they could have come back for Game 5.
All right, my question. Who do we trust the least?
On this team right now?
I would say Bone.
Really?
The only rereason I say that is
too
because...
emotional?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a very good point.
He can't handle striking
out.
Well,
because I've... and he might be better now, but... Well, when you said it, that was the first person I thought.
You know what? But now that you planted that into my head, Bryce gets a little emotional.
He does, but he knows the strike zone.
He does, but what if he's in a little bit of a slump, and he's like, I need to get out of this thing. It starts to wear on him.
I think it's a good...
He needs a walk.
Yeah, I would think, off the top of my head, Schwarber and Bryce have the best recognition of balls and strikes. I typically would trust them.
But your headspace could be changed by how well you're doing.
Yeah. You're right. I also think it's going to be mostly hitters that are doing this. The more I see it, I don't see many pitchers challenging, but we'll see. And if you challenge early and you're wrong, do you get on the umpire's bad side if you're a pitcher?
You couldn't see Wheeler challenging?
Yeah, I see some pitchers. I was just about to say, you see some pitchers probably
I
could see
Wheeler
wait a minute, that was a strike.
Yeah, so the only 3 people that can challenge are the batter, the pitcher, and the catcher. Right? So I think it's going to be mostly hitters. That's what I've seen so far, mostly the hitters.
I could see Wheeler doing a little bit of a stare down.
Oh, yeah.
And come on,
what you doing?
All right, I am officially intrigued. Where are you at on the ABS system? 215-592-9494. I'm coming around. This is going to be a fun thing for Major League Baseball. Let's go to the phone lines here. Tim in Abington is up. Hey, Tim.
Hi.
Hey, Tim, what's up?
Hi. I'm going to give you a quick fact on the Phillies, and then I'll say about what I wanted to say about Brown. Quick fact about Bohm. He's a leading hitter for the Phillies with runners in scoring position last year. Secondly, A.J. Brown. When you're installing a new offense, if you get rid of Brown, number one thing the Eagles want to do is win. And if you're going to install that new offense, you better have a receiver besides Smith. Okay? And if you know the Eagles' offense, you already have a number one pick as your third receiver, and draft picks don't really mean a lot.
Draft picks don't mean a lot, Tim? I mean, isn't that where all the players come from?
Yeah.
Think about your third receiver. He's a number one pick, and he was the 16th pick.
Right, so, but what does that mean? I'm just not following how picks aren't valuable.
He was the 16th pick.
Well, it was a bad pick. Doesn't mean the pick isn't valuable. Right. Yeah.
So
like if I take $1 and I throw it out the window, I'm wasting $1. Doesn't mean the dollar's not valuable.
So you can't guarantee your picks when you're changing over your offense. So you better hold on to Brown when you're changing over his offense.
I guess he's saying bird in hand, be two in the bush.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be here, Tim. Like, do we just ignore this?
Well, you don't want to do it while you're changing over your offense because wide receivers just don't automatically work in the NFL.
Yeah, I think Tim, I agree with you, and they haven't historically. I think it's changing. Every year, it's a good receiver class. I think it's changing.
There's not many, except like Jeffries and all, that just get it right away.
All right. I mean, I think it's a little bit more challenging. You're right for rookie receivers to come in and dominate. You're probably right on that. But I think they're more capable early in their career than they used to be. But it's a fair point. All right, Tim. What did you want to say on the Bohm thing? Leading hitter, right? But he wasn't very good last year, Bohm.
Well, he still batted like 300 with runners in scoring position.
I don't think it was quite that.
And the other thing about Bohm,
yeah,
when you look at the Phillies' RBIs in the last 4 years, Harper's the fourth RBI man in the last 4 years. The RBIs have been Schwarber, Bohm, Castellanos, and then Harper.
Yeah, I mean,
so
part of that is Harper's on base.
Harper doesn't produce.
Yeah, but Harper's on base for Bohm to knock in because they don't pitch to Harper because they don't fear Bohm.
Well, you could say the same thing for Turner and everybody else for Harper.
No,
I'm not sure.
Harper hits a lot of just one-run home runs.
Yeah.
That's not
okay. He doesn't knock a lot of runs in. Plus, he strikes out a hell of a lot more than Bohm does.
Yeah, but we're not trying to paint the picture that Bohm's as good as Harper, are we?
Well, you do need protection for Bohm in the lineup, Joe.
Yeah.
That's what he said?
Yeah.
No. That's right. Wait,
Bohm should probably be batting fifth.
Tim, I'm actually with you on that. I think Bohm fifth is better for him than fourth. Tim, we appreciate the phone call. I'm at the point in life where I can't do the Alec Bohm stuff anymore. No. I've been doing this for 5 years.
You're not buying the breakout season?
No.
I kind of am.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because he's a free agent to be?
I have it.
Are you trying to get paid too? Yeah.
Bold prediction.
Uh-oh.
What you got?
By the end of the season, we're talking about Bohm like Kyle Schwarber last year. We have to re-sign this guy.
That is bold. That is bold. If I get there, we've gotten bold.
I said bold.
No, you did.
I said
bold. That is pretty bold.
It's a little bold for me.
Insane, maybe?
Yeah. Well, part of that, and I think it's worth a mention as Bohm comes up, is the Aiden Miller back situation doesn't seem to be just diminishing.
No.
Yeah, nobody's really saying too much about that either.
Yeah, I mean, look, I threw in the towel in the Phillies season already.
Now, you did in January.
But
summer was canceled.
But
how do you reconcile that with our trip to Clearwater?
Well, that's spring.
Oh, sorry.
Spring is still on.
So the Phillies are alive to you until mid-June,
yeah,
right? Because that's when summer is.
Well, sure. I'll just go, end of March.
Really. Okay, all right, I get you.
But look, when we get down there, I can't speak to how I will feel when we're in sunny Clearwater.
I mean, you're going to probably feel good.
I might just go World Series.
Yeah, well, that's what. I mean, did you guys notice what happened to Jack last week?
What did he do?
Oh, it was the most predictable thing in the world.
Fanboy?
So they got, what was their shows were Thursday, Friday, right? Thursday, I'm listening as I get in the car after the show.
Yeah.
And Thursday was reasonable, level-headed Jack,
everyone lower your expectations.
Lower your expectations. The guy was down there for 24 hours.
Yeah, look, I get it.
I wake up Friday. He's like, I can't see how they don't win the World
I'm
Series.
telling
He's
you-
texting me Saturday about all the things he was saying.
That's a beautiful thing. He went
it
down
happened to me
there
last year.
Yeah.
and
I get it.
the boys of summer were there, and I mean that's pretty cool.
It's
though.
hard not to get wrapped in, man.
Well, we'll see where we're at on Wednesday and Thursday. I mean, I'm already on the ABS system now. I might love it by the time I get there.
Hughes win total goes up and down by the day.
We will get to
Everything goes up and down by the day.
All right.
For me.
Can we calm down? This is a family show, Douglas.
I didn't mean it like that, but I hear it now. I hear it.